here, Blaze.
Come here, fart head.
Come here. Okay, you move me.
I don't move, you move me. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm not. So calm down. Welcome to Rachel Uncensored, the only place on the internet you can find an uncensored version of me. I'm Rachel, and I'm here with my best friend, Joy. I want to come up. I have a thing.
Yeah.
I need new last names.
Okay.
Last names are so unoriginal.
Okay.
I think we're done with Smith, Peterson, Johnson. I think it is time we have some originality.
I'd say my last name's pretty original.
Woodmancy?
I don't know very many.
It's not fun, though.
No, it's not.
We have the power, especially the gays. Calling all gays, we have the power that when we get married, instead of changing it to whoever has the cooler last name, everyone's on that kick, fucking just make it a cool last name. Jet Fuel.
Oh, heck yeah. Jet Fuel is what you came up with?
Just now, I've never thought about that a day in my life. We have Pickles. Like Tommy Pickles from Rugrats, that's an original last name.
It is. Tommy's not very original.
No, but Pickles
is.
Let's do things where it's like, let's create a bunch of names that it could go with something else. Like someone's last name is Peanut Butter, and someone else makes theirs like Jelly. And then you see if your kids find each other one day and become peanut butter and jelly together.
Well, my god sister used to nanny for a kid whose middle name was Raz and last name was Barry.
Love that.
Yeah.
See, let's have fucking fun with these names.
Yeah. So Joy.
Jet Fuel.
There you go. I was going to say Johnson.
Don't.
Because that was the name that you said.
Last time, yeah, we said your name was going to be Joy Johnson. No, I think.
No, Jackson. Remember? Because that was my birth. Yeah, Jackson.
Joy Jackson. That is sorry, Miss Jackson. Jackson's a cool last name. But I think we have the power, like handing down last names.
Yeah.
So 18th century.
I agree.
Like, that is just ownership.
Yes.
Like, a man's last name said, I own all the people with a last name that's mine.
Although I'm kind of excited to have a last name as Goldsack. I can't wait to make fun of my future kids.
See, you have the
Just
opportunity. If you and your man get married. I said if. Oh, his.
Oh, no.
God, I said if you guys get married, and then she made the most disgusting face. It's because Blaze is farting. But it was... I thought it was because I talked about marriage.
No.
And I said if. Okay. But if you guys get married, you could do a rendition of Goldsack.
Yeah.
You
Sack Gold.
Like Bar of Gold.
Bar of Gold.
Or like the Goldies. Like, let's have some fun with
Goldies.
this. Yeah. We're the Goldies.
Goldies. I like Goldies.
You're right. Like, why
Just
do we have to keep handing down these boring last names?
Yeah.
Let's spice it up.
I agree.
I want my last name to be Cinnamon.
Rachel Cinnamon. I like that.
Cinnamon.
I want champagne. Joy champagne.
Get some sparkling
and then I'll make
rosé.
my own champagne.
Exactly.
Turn it into a business.
Set your kids up for success.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Like when someone's a soccer player or a wide receiver and their last name's Fast, or their last name's Receiver,
or Go Get It.
Yeah, I'm gonna name my kid Go Get It. First name Go, middle name Get, last name It.
or if they already their name's already like whatever the mascot is of some university, and now they're
Hold on, I have to respond to my girlfriend.
Okay.
She said, "What you doing?" Recording a podcast with Joy. Call you in an hour.
Or not, because you'll be busy with your best friend who lives down the freaking street.
Okay, there's multiple moments. One, that's the end of the last names thing. Please comment below what your favorite last name would be. If you could change your last name to anything, please be original. Do that. Second, we already decided that after this, we're going our separate ways to do errands.
Yes, we did decide that.
And third, news of the day. Wait, dog of the day, Blaze Boy, who's farting. But news of the day, Joy lives 10 minutes from me.
Woo!
Joy and her mans have all of her mans, including the dogs and the reptiles. And you have one female, the bearded dragon. Khaleesi. They have all moved from the LA area to my area, a beach town of love and joy and happiness. And in her backyard, instead of hearing the Burbank airport airplanes, she hears birds chirping and the wind blowing.
And it's so nice.
The ocean breeze hitting her face.
It's so beautiful, bright.
It's so lovely. And so we're going to see each other multiple times a week now instead of every other weekend.
Yes, it's going to be great.
And you don't have to drive
an
hour to see me.
I don't.
And I can come hang out at your house.
Yes. My mind still this morning had this thought in it where it was like, oh, I have to go to Rachel's. I have to leave at this time. I'm like, nope. I can leave in 10 minutes before I got to be there.
Yep.
It was so
You can
nice.
bring one dog. You can bring no dogs. You can bring all the dogs.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
We can stop by each other's houses when we're busy.
Dylan stopped by last night on his way home.
It's so nice.
So freaking nice. So that's the happiness that is upon us. And so that's how Joy was able to come over Tuesday at 3 p.m.
And you called me last night and we talked or I called you, I don't know, but we talked late at night. You asked me to come over and I'm like, yep,
can do.
Yep, take me 10 minutes to be there.
Fantastic. And you don't have to prepare the dogs for like an 8-hour departure.
Nope. Mm-mm.
It's fantastic.
It's so nice.
So we're living on cloud 9 right now. Hopefully we don't grow sick of each other. I think after 4 years that would have already hit though.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we've had our ups and downs and now it's
more like ups and middles. It's been
there's been the downs was not seeing each other.
Yeah, exactly. the hardest parts of our relationship have, I feel like, been solved.
Moving away from each other?
Yes.
I did that. That was my fault. I moved away from you.
It's okay. At least you acknowledge it.
Yes.
Take responsibility.
Yes.
I'll just keep following you.
Please follow me around. Never leave me. All right. So first segment of the day is... What was it? Rachel's Rewind.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you. Someone was yelling at me that if Blaze has stinky farts, that I need to home cook him all his meals because something is wrong. If his farts shouldn't smell, is what they said. Guys, I have 4 dogs. The amount of money, time, and effort it would take to put them all on a home-cooked raw diet, the amount of meat I'd have to buy.
Yeah.
I add supplements to all their foods.
Yeah. And feeding raw or fresh, it can be dangerous. It's a huge process of learning.
She's a dog trainer, professional. Continue.
It's a huge process of learning that you have to go through, but it can be very dangerous if not done right. That's why very many vets that you talk to wouldn't recommend it, nor will praise you for your dogs being on a raw diet.
Yeah.
You know, but it's I would tell you if you were a client and we were having this conversation, I would tell you what I tell every client is you got to do the best that you can do financially, mentally, all that, and be happy with that.
Yeah.
You know, not everyone can do the fresh food.
My dogs are on extremely good kibble. Mm-hmm. And I add fruits and veggies and sometimes stew meat or
it's actually what
turkey.
A lot of vets and dietitians will tell you is just add fresh foods in with the kibble.
They get an egg every morning. They get water with their food.
Yeah.
They have bone broth. They have all these additives. His farts stink. Mm-hmm. He's been on a bunch of different flavors, a bunch of different foods. He's just a big boy. And guys, farts stink.
Yeah, they do. And he doesn't have any other existing conditions. He doesn't have issues with hair loss. He doesn't have issues with scratching, allergies, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's just the stinky farts.
Just stinky
but he's
boy.
He's a happy boy.
He is a very happy boy.
And we together have gone down a huge road of dietitian, food for the dogs. Anytime I learn something new, I tell you. Anytime you learn something new, you tell me.
We add blueberries.
It is a continuous process. And even I myself as a professional dog trainer, I feed the best kibble that I can afford. I add fresh foods to it.
Yeah.
And I try not to make myself feel guilty that I can't do more.
Yeah. Abby and I have talked about when we just have the 2 little girls that we would reconsider maybe, meal prepping and doing a little bit more. But my boys are so big. Yeah. And they eat so much food. Yeah. And Snoop has very different things than Blaze does. Like Snoop he's a little allergy boy. Mm-hmm. So if I did go down that track, there is so much. I have 4 dogs. They all would require something completely different. Miso's still growing. Little dog is a little picky eater. Yeah. That's the thing. The girls are picky. Mm-hmm. They don't like spinach. They don't like carrots. They don't like blueberries. Oh my God. They are really stinky. Yeah. He doesn't do this when I'm like editing. It's when we're recording podcasts.
He just starts farting.
He just starts farting when we're recording. I don't know.
That's really funny.
Anyway.
But I mean, it's definitely, but to wrap it up, it's definitely not something you should feel guilty about. You know, you give them the best health care that they can have. You know, you give them the best food that they can have. You're continuing your education. That's all that matters. Nobody should be shamed for the care that they give their dog unless it's literally neglect or abuse. Yes. You know?
Oh, man. These boys get all the love.
But they get their food and they're full and they're good.
And they're happy. Yes. They get all their walks, their dental bones.
And hey, we even eat stuff that might not be the best for us, but gives us gas sometimes, you know? So.
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes my healthiest diets give me the most gas.
Right. And it's not like we're buying, you know, Pedigree or some crazy.
Imes.
Imes. That's what it is. Imes. Or anything like that. We're spending about $110 on each bag of dog food.
I'm spending $140.
Yeah, there you go. So,
gosh, and I have to buy it every 2 weeks.
Yes. So,
all right. Question of the day. I saw you guys aren't asking many questions, and this was for you guys to ask away. But someone asked me how Flip was going, which is the app that I'm creating. It's still going. The developers keep pushing the deadline. What they have done is really cool. The concept keeps growing. We keep coming up with better, newer, cooler ideas. Not changing the format, not changing the look. It's just the computer people, the smart ones, are taking their time. So that's still happening. If you didn't know about Flip's an app my friend and I are developing. You can use it to find people in your area to do sports or activities with. So if you're looking for pickleball friends, tennis partner, surfing buddy, even if something is a single person sport, it's always fun to do it with another person, or it's for safety. Like if you go skiing or snowboarding, it's better to have someone there than not. That's my elevator pitch. But
and just helping build a community. It's so hard to make friends.
Yeah. If you moved to somewhere new, you just got out of a relationship, you just went sober, you just had a falling out with your friend group, it's a great way to meet like-minded adults around you. Because that is hard.
It is.
Absolutely. I struggled in LA. It was so hard to find friends in LA.
Yes.
That's why
I know people personally that live in different states and stuff that just have been there for years and they struggle.
Especially in places where it snows really bad. In the winter seasons, you cannot find people to hang out with.
Yeah. So, and like you really do make friends, a community through the things that you like. So if you're not going to school or you're not doing a job that you have like a whole team that you're working with, you're not going to meet people.
Yeah. If you want to, you can follow Flip on Instagram for updates, but I keep being like, in 2 weeks. So I can't give you.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. I can't give you a deadline.
Apps take a lot of work.
There's so much that goes into it.
Yeah, a lot of work that goes into it.
Goodness gracious. All right. And then next segment before we get into the chunks is what pisses me off. Now, I'm going to just read an entry from my book. Do you have anything that's pissing you off this week, though?
Anything that's pissing me off.
Yeah. Like when you're like, oh, it could be as small as lint rollers that won't unpeel to something as big as...
Just like little inconvenient stuff with like moving.
She's got this.
Just like little inconvenient stuff with moving in. Like you're trying to do stuff and then you like stub your toe or your pocket gets caught on a door handle or you've tossed your friend's water cup across the room.
Joy just did that.
just like little things like that are inconvenient where you're like, oh, like really, I'm trying to get stuff done.
Up. Yeah. That shit always adds up.
You're like, I'm busy. I don't have time to be clumsy.
So being clumsy is what pisses you off.
Yeah, that's what's pissing me off.
I hate it. I am a clumsy person and I cannot stand it.
I trip over nothing.
Do you ever try and walk quiet and then it makes you louder?
It's like the more you try to focus on like not doing something, you can't do it.
I feel so. Abby is the lightest sleeper on the planet.
Yeah.
That girl wakes up to anything. And she has a hard time falling back asleep when she's woken up. So it's rare I wake up in the middle of the night, but when I do, I try to be really quiet, like if I have to pee or something. And I will try and walk quiet, and I swear I sound like a goddamn elephant. And I'm like, there's no winning. Yes. I'm on my tiptoes. Yeah. I've become a ballet pointer.
Totally.
And I am fucking clunk around like Frankenstein's monster. I don't know what's going on.
Totally. I feel like the more I focus on something, the less I can do it. Like if I'm trying to put on an eyelash and I'm like, okay, your hand needs to be still. The second I think that, my hand starts going like this. But if I'm not thinking about it, I'm like chilling, listening to music, just vibe. I'm like, I put on, no problem. It's when I try to do something or not do something.
We overthink it. Yeah. I don't know. I would love to learn how to be smoother and
We should take a dance class
quieter.
together. Like
Can we
ballroom
fucking
dancing.
take a pole dancing class together?
Yeah, that needs to happen for sure.
That's a workout.
That needs to happen. But I think it would be a lot of fun to take a ballroom.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because we struggle to like lead and like not. We should do that.
Oh my God. I would love to take dance classes. I want to take all the classes all the time.
Yeah, me too. I just like learning new things.
I want to take fighting classes, dancing classes.
Should we make
music
this as
classes.
a series?
I've been wanting to, but it's I don't know, like it does take a lot of time.
It does.
Because you can't just show up to the class, you have to practice it at home.
Yeah.
I want to have this is everyone's dilemma. You want fuck money so that you can do the things you actually enjoy in life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I didn't have to work, I would actually be able to do passion projects, like just record myself doing all that shit and do those things and learn and grow as people. But the capitalistic world has set us up to be robots with no fun.
And no, it is a lot. It takes.
Blaze just freaked out. What was that? I think he farted and it made a noise and it scared him. Because I heard a.
Are you okay? Is that what?
I think he just farted himself awake and oh my God, the tail's at my end and scared himself. That was so intense.
Like,
Miss Joy?
Joy killed me.
Can you please cuddle me? It was so scary. My fart scared me.
That was crazy. Okay.
I've never seen him move so fast. All right. Okay, now the tail is helicoptering. All right.
And I got the tonguing.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
All right. This is, I'm going to read off, you know what pisses me off, number 33 in my book. We're doing one every session, all right? Joke stealers. Now, this might have been from a personal experience that was very specific just to me, but I think it lays true. And it reads, I've cracked one or two jokes in my day. I've even gotten a laugh from one of them. And I don't care if people use my jokes. Spread the laughter, by all means. But my friend... God, I've never read this in front of someone. Oh my God.
That is so something younger you would say. I don't care. Spread the laughter. God damn it. That is so funny. Okay, continue. God, I want to cry.
I have never read this to someone.
I have that book and I fully enjoy it.
Oh my God, I love that.
Dylan and I fully plan on putting it somewhere dominant in our
Hell
house.
Yeah. Did I sign it for you?
I think so.
Okay, good.
It's going to be worth a lot of money one day on eBay.
Spread the laughter by all means. But my friend, give credit where credit is due. This may sound childish, and that's because it is. I just want people to know I'm funny, darn it. If I tell a joke, then you literally turn around and tell it to the person behind you and they laugh and say you're the funniest person alive, you're letting that person live in a world of lies. I love having you here for this. I absolutely love having you here for this.
Oh my God.
I'm crying. I'm crying that you're laughing at me.
Oh God. Okay, go.
You're not the funniest person ever. I am. And of course, I can't just jump in and say, that's actually my joke, because then I would look like a pack of sour grapes. But I've gotten older. I've realized that I don't care if I look like sour grapes, as long as I look funny.
Oh my fucking God. God damn it.
I've made a diagram. I made there's a picture, a cartoon of, if you want to read it.
A bike can't stand on its own because it's too tired. Ha! 10 minutes later. Because it's too tired. Ha! With you behind that. This. And only your arms are down, but theirs are up because they're so pretty.
This, I remember this. This was the best what pisses me off segment ever. I remember this specifically happening to me, where I told someone a joke and they were like, ha ha ha, and then someone else came up and they turned and they told the joke and the person was like, oh my God, how'd you come up with that? That's hilarious. And like, I know, isn't it funny? And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm standing there next to them. Literally 2 seconds had passed since I had told the joke.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh,
Like, and I was just like, I go, oh, what? And it was like people I couldn't correct.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that was bullshit.
What a parallel universe to watch it happen in real time like that.
Yes.
Like,
I was like, I marked that. And of course, like people do that on TikTok now all the time.
And
People
so
steal
immediately
jokes.
your brain's like, I'm writing that down in my diary.
Yes. And selling it to hundreds of people.
I like how it's written too as if it's happened millions of times. And it was one very predominant time.
I had some shit to get off my chest.
Oh, that was good.
Also, I had made up the title 101 Things That Pissed Me Off before I had 101 things. So
you had to just get there.
I was grasping at straws at one point. I was making shit up, but that one was an actual thing.
Good thing you didn't say 201.
Yeah, oh God, the book would have never been made. All right,
that was good.
Before we before we go to the chunk of this episode, what the fuck's wrong with me? You got me all kerfuffled. Let's check to see if we have a sponsor for today. Sponsor.
Oh my God! Before we come,
Skims is our sponsor for today. Everyone knows that finding a perfect t-shirt can be a challenge. Whether it's too big, too small, the fit is weirdly cut, or the quality is severely lacking. Luckily, I found the perfect t-shirt, and it's at Skims. They have crop silhouettes for them femmes to long sleeves layering tees, and there's styles for everyone. I've been wearing Skims for over a year now, and I absolutely love the quality of everything I've gotten. It's silky smooth, it fits well, and my girlfriend always steals them from me. I absolutely love the cotton jersey t-shirt they sent me. It fits like an absolute dream. I wear it all the time. And my girlfriend stole the Skims soft smoothing t-shirt because it's extremely flattering and she can wear it on casual errands or when she wants to dress up for the night. If you want to try them out, then shop Skims t-shirt shop at skims.com. Now available in sizes XXS to 4X. If you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that I sent you, that Rachel Uncensored sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select my show in the drop-down menu that follows. All right. Oh, I just took my mic stand out of its thing. And we're back. Okay, today the chunk is we're going to read more confessions because I really enjoyed that last week.
Yay.
Because I feel like the Am I the Assholes, it's always like, yeah, obviously. But the confessions are like, I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
Then we're like, God, you know.
Yeah, and then it gives you something to talk about without feeling like you're being too judgy.
Yeah, because they're judging
assuming
themselves.
too much. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so let's just jump into it. This one is from, I like to read the usernames because they're always really weird. This one's not weird, but sometimes they're like, boob butt, get it, titty. So
boob butt, get it, titty.
Why aren't we that original with last names, people? I want Big O Titties as a last name.
Rachel Big O Titties.
Rachel Big O Titties.
Yeah.
What's it called? An oxymoron?
Yeah, I think so.
A lie?
I was going to say hypocritical.
Are women judged for getting breast implants?
I don't know.
No. Are we? I can't tell where the world lies. I say it's your body. Do what you want. And it's my money. I want it now.
I wish I could just...
But... She put her boobs on me.
And then you have caramel colored boobies.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we've talked about this. But your Hershey Kisses on me. But I can never tell what the world's at. Like, if you want to do any alterations on your body, that is your choice. Do what you want. I say don't lie about it.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I feel like that maybe the world is split where it's saying like, no, embrace your beauty. You're setting standards for women that they can't achieve. And, you know, you're setting standards that aren't real. And you're setting a bad example because you're not loving what, you know, you were born with.
I'm sure that there's those people.
And then there's the other half that's like me where I'm like, do what you want. It's your body.
Do what you want.
So I don't know. But it leans one way or the other. It goes back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a boob job right in this moment, but I do like to keep up with what's getting people's engines revving.
You know, I wouldn't know the answer to that question. I don't think I've ever really dived deep in the comments for somebody that I don't know, but I could imagine. It wouldn't surprise me that somebody who has boob implants would get comments like that, especially if they're advertising for clothing lines or some sort of health thing or like how to get this or the other thing that bothers me as a woman with natural boobies that hang very not where they should
No, they're hanging where they should because that's natural.
Yeah, I guess.
It's
where
not
I
where
want
you
them.
want. Yeah.
It is frustrating to see a lot of advertisements for bras, but you can clearly tell
they're fake.
Yeah, exactly. So from my experience, it's the only frustrating part I've experienced where I'm like, okay, you're advertising this, but your boobs are clearly perfect. So
yeah.
it's like,
no, I get that. I also can't stand when fitness influencers get BBLs and then try and give you tips and tricks and sell workout plans to get a big butt.
right.
That's lying.
Right.
That's false advertisement.
Right.
But if you got a BBL and you're like, look at my butt.
I definitely.
And I'm like, thank you, I will.
Yeah. When I see those kind of advertisements too, I always go to the profile and try to scroll down to see, okay, I want to see your journey. And I never can find it.
And you can
that
also,
makes it frustrating.
You can tell a muscle butt from a BBL.
Totally.
If you just look. But yeah, there's a guy, he's not the nicest, but he does find when fitness influencers edit their photos to make things look different. And it's
really?
like, don't do that. Like, you can do that as a person. You could edit. You can do whatever you want.
But when you're influencing.
But when you're influencing and selling programs and meal kits and things like that, you're lying. It's false advertisement.
But it sucks because that's also how marketing is ran for
all the
anything.
food you see for fast food advertisements, none of that food's real.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all crap. All right. Anyway, first one. This username is Jordan Arson 1. I, a 23-year-old male, got a girl, a 22-year-old female, pregnant, and she wants to keep it. That is the title. My life is fucked. I'm not mentally, financially, physically, or in any capability or capacity ready for a kid.
Okay.
This girl and I aren't dating, and there are no feelings for each other, but she has some health issues that may mean she'll never be able to have a kid in the future, so she's decided to keep this one.
Okay.
Oh, I genuinely struggle to see the point in continuing. Oh, I will never have enough money for a home now. I will never have enough time to further my career or the things I enjoy doing. And if I choose to stay out of this kid's life, that's something I'll have to wrestle with morally for the rest of my own life. Not to mention the financial aspect would still be there. I wanted to get married to someone I love and have kids way further down the line. Now I'm having a kid with someone I have no feelings for at 23. It is insane to think that 5 minutes in bed can fuck up the rest of my life permanently. I'm not trying to pass on blame. I know I fucked up. I know I'm an idiot, and I know there's not nothing I can do to change any of this. But I don't know. Fuck me. Don't ever be like me. So what's that?
Oh, no.
First comment is 5 minutes in bed? What a stud.
I literally was about to, I was going to be like 5 minutes. He just called himself out.
I know. That sucks.
That sucks.
That just sucks. And I was like, yeah, it's her choice. Like, he knows it's her choice. She can do what he wants. And he does have to just be like, I either support it financially and live on, or I'm fully involved. I will say your life's not over. It's just going to be different than what you expected. You can still find someone you love and have kids down the line.
It's not going to be what you planned.
You can still own a home. Guess what? People can't even own a home when they don't have kids.
Yeah. Right.
So you could still have a good job. You can still do all those things. It's just going to be harder.
You just have another responsibility.
Yeah, it's going to be harder, but that doesn't mean your life's over. It may seem the life you had envisioned might be over.
Yeah.
But your life itself is not.
And I'm sure as time passes on, or I hope as time passes on, that person will come to see why this child has come into their life.
Yeah.
They'll build a relationship. Things will move forward. Everything will fit in its place like it's supposed to be. But that has always been one of my biggest fears growing up, especially being adopted and having seen so many kids in the foster care. My biggest thing always was being so careful about who I'm having sex with, the possibility of having kids. Like, I never, ever, ever wanted to have children without being semi-prepared.
Yeah. Someone said, don't be silly, wrap your willy.
Yeah.
Protection,
Birth control
kids.
is important.
Have sex with who you want, consenting, as long as everyone's consenting and you're not emotionally hurting someone or physically. But unless you're into that and they're into that. Consent. But you got to use protection, everybody.
Yeah.
Use protection, and sometimes protection fails. Use 2 types.
Yeah.
Use 2 types.
Yeah.
All the men, go get vasectomies.
And that's one of the consequences of not being extra careful and having flings like that and not taking a moment to have those kind of conversations and seeing where someone else's head is at and what they want.
Yeah.
You know, that it does really suck, but I hope everything works out.
All right, here's the next one. This is from Cosplay Party Purple.
Cosplay Party Purple.
It's titled, I Stole a Pizza from Little Caesars. I like when they're lighthearted like this. I was broke and hungry, so I decided to go to Little Caesars for a $5 pizza. I went in there, ordered my food, but for some reason she didn't make me pay up front, and instead I would have to wait a few minutes since they were out of pizzas at that moment. Okay, no big deal. As I was standing on the side, a busloads of kids walked in and went straight to the cashier, and she started taking their orders while another worker, someone set my pizza on the counter and told me to have a great day. So he assumed I had already paid. The cashier was completely focused on the busloads of kids that came in and wasn't paying any attention to me. I looked at the door, which was wide open, and I looked at her and saw that she was completely focused on the long line of kids instead of me. Although I've never shoplifted in my life, but I'd rather not wait 10 minutes for the line to finish. So I thought in my head, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And I walked fast out of there to my car with my pizza without paying. I mean, I'm not gonna get mad at you.
No, but it is a sense of entitlement because it's like I get that it's just what $5.
Yeah,
but like okay, then you could have just left like a $5 on the counter or in the tip jar. Like I get it. I am very big about like not condoning stealing.
Oh, I don't condone stealing at all. I was actually at the liquor store the other day. Oh, you weren't there. No. I was buying. When we were coming over to Joy and Dylan's, they just gotten the keys to their house. And when it was our first time going over there, so me and the group I was with, we stopped at the liquor store to buy you a bottle of Tito's and a bottle of whiskey for Dylan. And we got a couple other things like cups and some chasers and stuff because we were like, let's celebrate the home. We'll take a shot. You know, you're supposed to christen it or whatever with champagne, but none of us like that. So we got hard alcohol. We got the liquor. And I put all my stuff on the counter and I asked for the bottle of Tito's and the bottle of whiskey. He puts it all on the counter. And as he's scanning stuff, he's scanning it and then handing it to another guy, and the guy's putting it in the bag.
Okay.
As they're doing all this, I know that your bottle of Tito's it was $30 because I could see the tag.
Yeah.
And I got multiple things. And this guy comes in and says something to the cashiers, and they were like, no. And the guy's scanning and handing, and the guy's just grabbing things, but he's not looking, and he puts the bottle of Tito's in the bag. And I'm not noticing what they're doing, but they bagged all my stuff and they go, okay, $36. And I looked at him and I looked at the bag and I had a moment of, I could pay him $36, but I know this whole thing cost me $70.
Yeah.
This is $70 worth of stuff. And he kind of looked at me and I'm holding my credit card and there was just like a moment and I was like, I can't lie. I don't think you scanned the Tito's. And he was like, what? And I was like, you didn't scan the Tito's. And he was, oh my God, I didn't. I was like, I couldn't steal. I'm sorry, bro. And they were like, the two guys were like laughing at each other. Like, oh, it's the guy that came in and he distracted us. And they scanned it. And Abby was like, I would have just walked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't do it. I don't want that karma on me.
No, we actually just had a very similar moment. We were at where? Oh, yeah. When we went shopping for our salmon and carrots. Remember the guy mismarked the thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't realize till we were already in the car with the receipt.
That's happened to me. I didn't realize, like, I've realized stuff once I'm already out and I'm like, nah, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a thoughtful to steal.
So basically what happened is we got 5 salmon and fillets, and because we had to wait so long, the guy was like, oh, I'm just going to throw in an extra one for free. But what he ended up doing on the little ticket was he only charges for that one he gave us for free and didn't charge us for the other 4.
Yeah.
But again, we didn't realize till we were in the car. But we didn't turn back around.
No, because at that point, it's everything's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
I've had that.
That wasn't a moment, though, too, where we had a moment to realize and catch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think if I caught it, I don't think I would have been able to be like.
Yeah, it was hard. I was like.
Yeah. Once you know, too, then I personally, once I realize something like that, I already feel like I'm caught.
Yes.
And so because of that, because that little voice is like, you're not, this isn't right, I feel like something bad's going to happen later.
Those two dudes would have never realized it, which is crazy because I just bought $70 worth of things and only paying $36. Get out.
They don't know. They're just.
Yeah, they're just going. I did have one time I was at an Osh. Osh was a hardware store around here that was closing down. It was a small chain, but they were going out of business. And everything was like 60% off.
Yeah.
So I was like, great, I'm going to go and just buy a bunch of shit I don't even need, but one day I'm gonna. And so I went through the store and I had about like $600 worth of stuff in my cart.
Oh my
And that's with the discount.
Yeah.
Right? And because I was just like, this stuff is on sale. I got a lot of stuff that I still use and have.
Yeah.
And I get there and I'm checking out and something pops up on the screen. I said, oh, something popped up on the screen. She had gone through like 10 items, right? It's like only $100 is up on the screen right now. And she was like, oh, it's okay. And I was like, okay. And she kept scanning and I was like, that thing didn't go away on the screen because I can see nothing scanning. Like, it's going beep, beep, but nothing is popping up. You know, I can see each item.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's fine. And I said, okay. And then she was like, okay, it's $100. And I was like, that's it? And she was, yeah, it's a sale. And I said, okay. And I paid because I was doing the math as I was going through the store.
Yeah.
I left. Once that thing popped up on the screen, nothing else scanned. And I said 3 times.
Yeah.
I gave it 3 times. I even said, that's it?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what was going on.
Maybe something more would have been going on where she already knew. She was like, it's what yeah.
And so I was like, I said something 3 times.
Yeah.
But I looked at the receipt and I was like, yeah, nothing. It was beeping, but it wasn't registering it.
That's crazy.
After like the thing. And so I paid $100 around that and it was like $thousands worth of stuff because everything was already 60% off.
Oh my God.
And I tried.
That's the universe though, just telling you like this.
Yeah. That's why when I do notice it, I'm going to say something and I try not to do because I tried. I think karma's coming for the good.
I bet that felt good though. You're like, all right, well shit.
Yeah. I was like, that's fine. Yeah. I was so excited. I told everyone about it.
I know we told everyone about that salmon.
It's just like, you feel like you won.
You do.
You're like, I did it, guys. This is the highlight.
Finally hit the lottery.
The climax of my life.
I got something for free.
All right, before we go into the next one, let's check to see if we have another sponsor for today. Sponsor.
ZocDoc. ZocDoc is our sponsor for today. If you've lived life at all, you know that sometimes you just have to compromise. Especially when you're dealing with finances or other people in your life, it's just inevitable. But when it comes to your health, there should be no compromising. So don't go to those doctors that don't listen to you or take slightly sketchy insurance. Instead, check out ZocDoc, the place where you can find and book appointments with doctors who you feel comfortable with, that listen to you and prioritize your health. You can search by location, availability, and insurance. There is no compromising with ZocDoc. You have more options than you're even aware of. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you and instantly book appointments with them online. If you want to try it out, I highly suggest it. Go to ZocDoc.com/Rachel and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Rachel. ZocDoc.com/Rachel.
Okay, this one is... See, these are the usernames that I'm like, what? This is from Big Butt Babe Cheery.
Wow.
So
Big Butt Babe Cheery.
Yes, you got it.
Wow.
It is titled, Kept All the Chocolate I Sold to My Neighbors and Ate It Myself. This is terrible.
I have to hear this one.
Okay. I still feel bad about it all these years later. Once a year in elementary school, some chocolate company, America's Finest, I believe, would give the students a presentation and send us door to door in our neighborhood to sell chocolate from a catalog.
I definitely remember that.
Oh, yeah. In hindsight, it is absolutely insane to ask kids to do something like this.
Yes, it is.
It is.
What the heck?
We even did wrapping paper, too, from a different company. Yes. I remember all this.
Oh, my God. I remember all of
your
this.
Parents would have to go to work and ask everyone in the office to buy shit.
Yes. Oh, my God. That's crazy. And you would win things for selling the most things. Wow, memories.
Yeah. Did they assume we had supervision? Was the school getting kickbacks from this? I'd love to deep dive into the subject, actually. I would, too.
I think they were.
I think it was like, it was like to pay for things at the school, but like that's
child labor. Just like they got something for all the box tops, too, I think. It was some sort of,
that's child labor, is it not?
No, it is.
Okay.
It's very dangerous.
It is. Because you're having kids go door to door.
And your neighbors can be some of the scariest people that live next to you. Yeah.
This was definitely created in like the 70s.
Oh, for sure. when the serial killers were at its peak.
Yes. Also, America has the most serial killers.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Yes. What are we doing?
Per capita, too.
Yeah.
Not just like,
yes,
because you have more people. No, it's per capita.
What is it, like 1,000, 2,000? I don't know. The number is crazy different than who's ever in second place.
Yes.
I saw that, yeah.
Okay. It says, anyway, my neighbors happily paid up front for the chocolate, and weeks later, that beloved sweet chocolate would be delivered to me at school for distribution. I ate the whole fucking box. I never heard a peep from anyone. Because people forget.
Yeah, they do.
They forget.
I bet you somebody was laying one night years later and was like, I never got that chocolate.
Because I order shit online all the time, and I forget.
Yes.
And I'm saying back then, it's like the same thing. So many kids come to your door.
Yeah.
You forget. And
absolutely. And it's only, what, a couple bucks maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the OP commented on it and said, in my defense, I was a child with a box full of chocolate and without supervision. Me eating the whole thing was one of the most expected outcomes. It's true. Oh, this person was really mean. Someone was like, no one cares. Bro, then why are you reading it?
Right. Go somewhere else.
This one's short. It's from MILF Glow Queen.
Okay.
It says, I unapologetically and deliberately ignore hints on purpose so people will be direct like an adult.
That is so fucking funny.
This is actually genius.
That is the best thing. I don't know what you mean by that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said, I play completely dumb. It's maddening to feel someone trying to manipulate you to volunteer for something, relying on your good nature. That's actually genius.
That is great.
That is because I hate when people do that shit. I want people to be direct with me all the time. Tell me up front. Don't make me overthink it. Don't make me have to think about it.
I'm so direct. Sometimes people think I'm not nice. and it's something I have to work on.
I've learned I'm direct through text, and that's gotten me in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Because I've had moments like recently with Dylan where like he's said something, I've responded, and then I've had to like repeat myself, and then he responds in a certain tone, and then I'm the one to call it out where I go, oh, don't have attitude with me. And then he'll go, you're having attitude with me. And I'm like, and we just kind of, as a joke, go back and forth, but we don't really fight.
Yeah.
And then, but I actually challenged that not too long ago, and I said, did you think I was actually having attitude with you? And he's like, well, your tone of voice sometimes changes when you have to like repeat yourself or something like that. And I was like, when I hear myself in that tone, I feel like you don't understand what I'm saying or I'm not being clear enough. So I try to make it very like clear and simple.
I've done that,
by
but
I could see how that would come off as like.
Yeah, I've done that, and like there's been times where Abby was like, "What?" And so I was like, "I have to go outside," and she's like, "Okay, don't be sassy about it." I was like, "No, I was trying to enunciate."
Yeah. I literally was like, "I'm the problem."
I was like, I thought I was mumbling.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Oh, okay, you have to do," but
it's little moments like that too, where it just reminds you perception is a bitch.
Yes. Also, it is. I do believe a lot of life is. It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Oh, totally.
So I do have to watch how I say things.
I don't hear a rude tone in my brain when I talk like that. I really don't think I sound, because if I wanted to sound rude, I feel like you know what I mean.
If you want to murder someone's soul, you have the ability with just looks,
right? But I could see on the receiving end, how you don't understand that, and you would go, "Oh my God, you don't have to talk to me like that."
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yep. I've gotten pretty good. The other night,
but then you also don't want to sound condescending and be like, "Actually, do you want to like?" You know what I mean? Like you have to like, yeah.
But like going back to being direct, though, I've realized more and more as an adult, it's way better to be direct.
Yes.
And to call things out in the moment. Like my friend, I said something and I thought my friend said something really rude to me back. And I said, "Why are you being rude? That was really rude." And then she's like, "What? I said this." And I went, "Oh my God, I misheard you." And I was so glad I said something. And I said, "I am so sorry. I misheard you, but I'm really glad I tried to clarify because I would have been hurt and upset with her."
And that's, I'm sure, how a lot of arguments and fights and relationships end.
Yes.
Because in your mind later, if you would have stood on it, you would have fully convinced yourself, like, no, that is what you said. And if later she was like, no, this is what I said, you could have believed she was lying to you.
Yeah.
I could see. Yeah. Directness is important.
It's, all right. This one looks fake.
Okay.
Should we decipher if it's fake or not?
What's the title?
It's from a throwaway account. LXZ72.
Okay.
I inadvertently exposed my good friend's girlfriend as a catfish. I don't think this is real.
No.
Let's not give it the time of day.
Next.
Well, let's read the comments. Nah, no one's saying it's fake.
Yeah, next.
All right. Okay, this one is from Ill Entry 7. I broke up with my girlfriend when she refused to sign a prenup.
Okay, read that.
All right. I need some perspective on a situation that's been eating at me. I, a 25-year-old male, was planning to marry my 24-year-old female girlfriend of 3 years. Let's call her Sarah. Everything seemed to be perfect until I brought up the idea of signing a prenuptial agreement. Sarah blew up at me, accusing me of not trusting her and seeing our relationship as doomed from the start. She argued that a prenup is unnecessary because we love each other and plan to spend our lives together. I tried to explain that a prenup is just a precaution, something to protect both of our interests in case things don't work out in the future. I have investments and assets that I've worked hard for, and I want to make sure they're protected. But Sarah wouldn't hear it. She said if I can't trust her enough to marry her without a prenup, then maybe we shouldn't get married at all. I was taken aback by her reaction, but I stood my ground and said that I wasn't willing to risk my financial future. Eventually, things escalated, and we ended up breaking up over the issue. Sarah accused me of prioritizing money over our relationship, but I feel like she's the one who's being unreasonable. Now I'm left wondering if I was wrong for insisting on a prenup and if I should have just agreed to marry her without one. Am I the asshole here? I don't think you're an asshole for asking for a prenup.
I was going to say, I don't think you're an asshole at all for asking for a prenup. I think it's important to protect your assets no matter who you are because you just never know.
Yeah.
But then I would also follow that up with, if that's something that you believe in, I think that could have been a conversation maybe earlier on if it was something that was just sprung on her.
Yeah.
Like, I still think he had the right to do that. But if it's something that sprung on her, maybe I could see how she would take it that way.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But I think I also, honestly, to even give an opinion, would have to understand more about what actually goes into a prenup.
Yeah. I mean, the person once the prenup pays the lawyers for the prenup and everything. And it's just basic. No, the dogs are barking. It's basically just saying whatever I had before we got married stays mine. And
it goes both ways, right?
And it goes both ways. And it's whatever you want. You create your prenup.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, it can say like, okay, so if we're married 5 years, then you can have 10% of everything. If you're married 10 years, you get 20%. If I cheat, it breaks the prenup.
I actually now think already, based off of what you've said, that a prenup is a great idea.
Prenups are amazing. Like it's crazy to me when people with money get married without one because while you may have married the love of your life, a great person, things change. Mm-hmm. People get weird when it comes to money.
Yeah.
And people can feel entitled to things. I think once you're married, if you tell someone, I think like, okay, everything you have is yours before. Mm-hmm. Like before you're married, that's your shit. And then when you get married, if you tell your spouse like, quit your job, let me take care of you, and then you divorce them, they're entitled to money because they quit their job and took care of you while you were making money.
And it sounds like all of these things or scenarios could be put into that prenup. Yes. If this happens or that happens.
Lawyers always say get a prenup. Even if neither of you have nothing. Yeah. Get one.
I totally now what I thought a prenup is that whoever was wanting the prenup, it's only protecting them, and it's basically saying you get nothing of what I have if we split up. That's what I thought a prenup was.
Yeah.
So now that I understand what it is, I think
they can be very different. It can literally just say, if we break up, you get half of everything, but I get to keep the house. Mm-hmm. Like it can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's just
it can be changed.
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of it usually has time things and that's why you'll see a lot of celebrity like basketball wives and shit, they won't leave their husbands until like 10 years in because it says once you hit 10 years, this becomes null and void. Or once it hits 10 years, you get this much more of everything.
Got it.
Because they've stuck with them longer and they've been more loyal and they've proved things.
Right.
So a lot of times that's why you're like, why won't she leave him or why won't he leave her? It's because there's like a time.
Got it. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. So then I don't think he's the asshole. It sucks that it had to get to that extreme, but
that's just what it is.
I think if that was enough to make her want to leave, then
because because she could fight for things in the prenup. Be like, okay, I'll sign a prenup, but you can't leave me high and dry if you divorce me.
Totally.
Like, that's just not what it is.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is the last one we'll read. This is from Acrobatic Food 7735. It is titled, I like when a girl has a little bit of a gut. Hell yeah, Dougie.
Oh, man.
More pushing for the cushion.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
That's reverse. More cushion for the pushing.
Screaming.
I don't know why, but I've always liked when a girl has a belly. Not a fat girl, but I noticed in college certain girls started to pack on more pounds in the tummy, even though they were really cute in the face. Now that I'm in my later 20s, I see it more with girls. Obviously, you can't tell anyone this in person or they will laugh at you, but I think I'm developing a type. Is this common? Someone said, if you tell a chick you like her fat belly, she's not going to laugh at you. She's probably going to have a mentee B.
Oh my God. No, I had an experience once with, I'm trying to remember all the details. I can't remember how it led to this conversation. I think it was more so of me saying something along the lines of like, I'm not as skinny as I used to be. And him saying something along the lines of like, yeah, but I love to hold
on. They like to hold on during sex?
Yeah. And it's something about like, it's something about a comment of like, yeah, but now like I actually really like it. I like having more to like grip onto, and I love holding on to your little tummy or whatever it was that he said, and it horrified. He thought what he was saying was like, oh, this is gonna build up your confidence. Like I actually love this, and I'm sitting there just dying slowly.
It is
in my mind. I'm convincing myself that even though my little tummy's being held, I'm like, it feels like a 6-pack in his hand. It feels so firm and so fit that it's like just so good. But no, now it has been confirmed that in their head, it's like, oh yeah, this little jelly pouch that feels nice in my hand. It's like holding goo. What is that slime? And it's just satisfying.
What really sucks about this is like, I love that. Thank God. Like people
I love there's people in this world that love that.
Yeah, but it is no one should laugh at you, but if you say that to a girl who has body issues, it might trigger her, even though you do love it and you think it's hot as fuck.
It's kind of like when girls make the comment, because I've done this, the girls make the comment of like, no, you're the perfect size. I don't like it if it's too big.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like we're telling you you're the perfect size, but all he's hearing is like, I'm not the biggest.
It's so hard. It's such a fine line, but you could say,
you just
like,
don't make body comments.
You can tell a girl like, oh man, I love your body. I think you're so hot.
Yeah, yes.
Like, but don't say it's, oh, I love it because you're fat. Like, because that is still a negative thing in the world, even though it's a positive thing to you. It's society. It's not you. I think it doesn't matter what I think, but like all bodies are beautiful, and I like that people are attracted to different things, and the stereotype shouldn't be the only thing.
Yeah.
But that is so difficult because you can't tell a girl.
But in his world, he's like, I love it.
Yeah,
but it's like,
I fucking love that.
As you were reading it to me, I was thinking to myself like, oh, I wish I could feel the same thing when I wish I could be like, oh yeah, I love it. You know what I mean? Like, but I love that there's people like that in the world.
Yes. And
we need those men.
Hopefully he finds a woman who's confident in her body and he's like, yes.
Oh yeah, because they're out there.
Yes. And
don't call me, but they're out there.
We need more of that. Because it should be all of the sizes are beautiful, and there should be people that like all sizes. And I think that's an issue is a lot of guys or a lot of people don't go for what they're attracted to. They go for what society says they should be attracted to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's bullshit.
Totally.
Yeah.
Complete bullshit. Do what you want to do. Love what you want to do, as long as it's not hurting anybody else.
As long as it's all consensual.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it for today.
Oh, that was a good one to end on. I'm gonna think about that for the rest of the day.
Just know if a guy's like keeps grabbing your stomach during sex, you're like, why is he doing that? Maybe he really likes it.
It's like this, and I'm like,
he's just pushing it away.
Stop.
Maybe he just, a little pudgy.
Yeah, just a little. Oh my pudgy. For anyone who likes it, great. Me, I slowly die inside.
All right, guys. Please leave your questions of the day down below if you're on YouTube, or DM them to me on Instagram. Also, anything you'd like me to follow up on, talk about, or guests you'd like me to have on the podcast. I love you guys. Thank you so much, Joy. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me here. I just smashed my face into your microphone as I said that, but it's okay.
Joy Goldies, everyone. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Rachel Uncensored, the only place on the internet where you can find the uncensored version of me, Rachel Ballinger. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, or follow, or do whatever this platform tells you to do so that you can get notified every time I post a new episode. Love ya!